Welcome back, all you scallywags. I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Hardcore Fenton Cockings, commander of the old ship.
But you can just call us Mud. We're...
Going straight into the theme, aren't we, Stuart? No hesitation. No, just straight in.
In case you can't tell, today we're talking about Stella, Mud's wife. She was referenced in this episode, and yeah, she has a moon. That's cool.
Will she be important in the rest of the plot? Will she appear? Is she going to get a spin-off? They mentioned her very quickly, so, maybe. Is she a Klingon? No.
Maybe. It should have a comedy
The mud, the mud couple.
Oh, the mud couple.
As opposed to the odd couple.
Called Ball of Mud because they live on a moon. Anyway, no, we're going to be talking about Hardcore Fenton Mud today.
Yes.
And his first appearance in Star Trek Discovery.
Now, we had seen like 3 seconds of it in the previous trailer being a bit more ominous on Discovery. This was not that. This was a whole different side of him. And I think we both said in our review, we liked it.
Yes. I was really impressed with his acting chops and how it tied in with Hardcore and the original from the 60s. So I'm on board. I want to see more, and we know we're going to see more because Lorca made an enemy of him. He said, I'm coming for you, Lorca, because he left him in the Klingon on the ship.
Yes.
So, and I think that is going to cause problems for Lorca in the future. How often he'll be recurring, can't say, but at least one other episode.
Yeah. Now, just some people said, why make this character Mud? It could be any character. Do you think having him be the Mud character added anything specifically to this episode? Go back to the initial premise.
I would say not yet. Possibly
Nice.
with further developments in the future. But yeah, as a standalone character, this could have been anybody. But the recognizable name, I think, was very much of a tip of hat to the TOS fans.
Mm-hmm.
And to learn more of what makes Harry Mudd when we see him in TOS, I think is also an interesting aspect. His distrust for Starfleet and things like that could all stem from this. He already hates them, as he says in this. There's a lot more of us down here than there are of you up there.
There's a whole civilian trading. Most of the universe, most of our galaxy, most of our quadrant, most of the Federation isn't Starfleet.
Yeah.
In those bright, shiny ships. So to get a human perspective, and the fact is we all paid attention more because it's Mud. So I do feel like it added something to have it be Mud because there's an instant connection, instant relation. And while some people are so focused on his original, also we can't get the original guy back.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a new casting, and there's a younger Mud, and 10 years. And 10 years is a lot. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago in terms of my outlook necessarily, my life experience. Just life experience, just in terms of obviously I've matured. I was a lot younger then, but I'm sure you 10 years ago you might have mellowed more, you might have got more patient, whatever. That 10 years is a big deal, and he's not exactly a young sprite at this point, is he? He's at least late 30s, if not 40s already. So 10 years is quite a while, especially 10 years of a war. We have no idea how long this war lasts, so a lot can happen. So it's interesting to see how they've reset him a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you like the original Mud character from the original 60s, and did he specifically stand out to you as a really big deal?
The fact that he was in 2 episodes, yes, he did stand out to me for that reason because they never had anybody back really, even admirals or commodores. There were one episode right off wonders, right? So to have him back, was a pretty interesting deal, and because in the TOS it was all self-contained stories. They never really referred to what happened last week or the month before. But with him, they did. They had to, like, we see you again. So it shows the continuity in that timeline that you're kind of lacking in TOS. So yeah, I did see Harry Mudd as somebody that was important, and I did enjoy his character. I didn't think he was as evil and dangerous as a lot of people say he is. I remember saying that when we heard that he was cast to be Mud. I'm like, and we saw the scene where he seemed kind of evil. Time's running out, Captain. I don't see him as that. I see him as a fun-loving Joker that's going to do whatever he needs to get what he wants. But I can't see him like murdering people, like stabbing in the back. Sure, he'll strand them somewhere, but probably tip somebody off with something he says so that they go get rescued. That's the kind of vibe I get from him. He's not a killer by any means.
Yeah, he's a survivor that has learned the universe in more of a realistic, harsh way. I mean, he's a Harrison Ford. He's a smuggler. He's a smuggler. He's not necessarily every man, but he's a survivor, like I said. And when I watch the original '60s shows, the character is very thin.
Yes.
The acting is excellent and the dialogue is great, but the character is very, very thin. He's just a slightly larger than life con man slash pirate, but minimal pirate. He's not swashbuckling per se. It's just more the hat and the look. Who's manipulates, uses the world, but is not necessarily a bad guy. But again, that was the guy's performance and the lines. So how do you pull that character back? He's just a trader with some intelligence, Mm-hmm. So I'm this performance, much more grounded, bit darker. Loved his costume. The jacket's great. Reminds me of my Farscape costume with those things and multiple layers. Not very colourful. Obviously, it's very dark. It would be nice to have a bit more colour, but very textured. There's some great shots of it. The different levels need a bit more colour probably, but I'm kind of surprised the Klingons let him keep all this stuff. I mean, he's the sort of guy that would have stuff in every pocket and just take all stuff off him. And if I was Mud, some of those rings would have tech in.
Absolutely.
Transponder, a signal generator, communicator. I mean, there's a pretty distinct reason. I mean, bling is great, but you can have bling with a bit of tech in it.
Yeah.
But what do you think about his characterization, though? He actively, apparently for a long while, was choosing... he was choosing to hurt others, or was he choosing to not get hurt himself? He was selfishly...
I think...
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of both. That's self-preservation, which is very much his character. It's also a disdain for Starfleet. These Starfleet officers have been, trained. They've been trained to be in battle. They've been trained to take torture. They've been trained to fight hand to hand. Better to send them and then them up against the Klingon. They have more of a chance. They've been trained for this kind of thing than I do. Well, hopefully they're good enough that they'll at least survive the torture. I know I probably wouldn't. That's what he's thinking. I know I probably wouldn't. So, at least they have a chance. Maybe it's his humanitarian side going, self-preservation plus I think you can probably survive this because I know I couldn't. Good luck.
I think you just hit the nail on the head there, but in a slightly different way. He says, it's your war. Why should I be the one to get beaten up? It's your war. Yeah. So you guys are fighting. Of course, pick him. I'm a guy. You've got me because I wandered into a territory. That's a legitimate reason. I don't know if they actually have sentences that can. Do the Klingons? I mean, the Klingons do and don't take prisoners to be on the show, the scene, the whatever. Do they release if you're a prisoner of the Klingons? Is it always for life, or do you actually get is he going to be released at some point, or is he just going to rot and die in this prison ship?
I would assume he would just rot and die. I can't see the Klingons being like, all right, you served your time, get out. Go on now.
It's not really prison, is it? It's just, internment camp,
Yeah.
But it's certainly interesting. I wonder how long he's been on there. I mean, he's in very good condition considering, and his spirits are still pretty high. But I wonder how many people he's allowed to
sacrificed.
And we mentioned about him being a spy or not a spy. I take the consideration he might have been actively knowing there's a bug inside of Stuart. The bug, you don't think it was. Either way, it works. We'll see later on. Maybe they let him because we know he is with a Discovery later on. Maybe he is let go by the Klingons because now he has a vendetta against Lorca. If he was given information, he's at least a little bit trustworthy. But to get a man to do what you want, make sure he has his own agenda to do it. You let him go, you'll never see him again. But guess what? He's still probably going to try and kill Lorca. His incentive is he wants revenge, and that's, as we know from most films and TV, a large percentage, revenge is a pretty damn strong motive.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know if the Klingons. I think it'll be kind of he had an opportunity to escape somehow for some reason. I think that's going to be a lot more the case, not necessarily letting him go. Although I do like the idea of, if he does get away, he does hate Lorca too. We can just let him kill Lorca for us.
I mean, now also the Klingon lady who's now had her face burned. Well, it was Lorca that did that. So you can imagine she went back to his cell and was like, "You let them go," and he's like, "Yes, but I will help you. Your fate, I can kill. It was Lorca, wasn't it? I will go get him. You let me go. I have connections.
I have a miracle drug called the Venus drug. It'll make you beautiful again. Take this capsule."
And it's actually the augment virus, and she's like, "Oh, I'm human now." Yeah, no. I can see him talking his way into that. We know she's a spy. She thinks on those lines. I can see that being, she's got a personal stake in it now as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if they took her lover boy and or her Klingon friend and or her Vok, so many ways to play that. Yeah, it's very. He's a good actor, and I didn't actually watch much of The Office, so I can't. I know his little bits, but this showed a bit of range, I thought, from him.
Oh yeah. When I saw he was cast, I was like, really? No, it's not going to be great. And then I saw him, and he's like really good in the role.
What a beard, man! Is that real beard? That's a hell of a beard.
Oh, that's real beard. Yeah, for sure.
Never grow that beard.
Oh, neither could I, man. So yeah, I think he did a fantastic job with the character. I'm looking forward to seeing more again. And I know we will. So, but how dangerous is Mud? Like I said, I don't think he would actually actively make somebody die by his own hands.
Well, his own hands is different to
die by circumstance because of what he did. That's another matter. But you leave them. Like, I don't know. People were arguing with me saying that in TOS he was very. And he wanted to strand the crew, and he wanted to all this, and I'm like, well, yeah, but
it's a Federation crew of one of their top 12 starships. If any crew is going to survive, they're going to survive.
Exactly.
Not all of them, but enough. And wasn't he going to stop them on a planet at an outpost as well?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's not as if it's just one big planet of dust. Well, a quick question, and this pointed out to me yesterday. He knows Lorca's complete backstory. Why would he know Lorca's complete backstory?
Maybe he trades in information as well. Maybe he... I don't know. Maybe he was helping salvage parts from the Battle of the Binary Stars when Starfleet was in there as a cargo operator or something, and was talking to Starfleet personnel. Maybe got a story. I don't know. There's lots of ways he could have been working close enough with Starfleet to heard something, or maybe he was part of the spy network, taking information from one to another. But he's one of those people that instead of just being a courier, wants to read everything, so he's blackmail material. I don't know. I don't know how he knew his story, but maybe it's a more widely known story about Lorca than we know. Maybe it's not just the top admirals that know that story.
I mean, a captain sacrificing his entire crew just so they don't get tortured. I mean, killing 3, 4, 5, 600 people. I mean, Kirk wouldn't do that. I mean, well, none of them would. I mean, well, they have set self-destruct before, but they would go down with the ship, obviously, because if you're going to sacrifice yourself in one big glorious thing, you kind of got to die with them to make it be a sacrifice. Otherwise, it's absolutely just you letting them die. But it was pretty interesting. I mean, we know that his main motivation was Stella, or that could just been a play, to get Lorca's sympathy. Although I do appreciate the story, but what an odd introduction! Like straight away, hello. By the way, why I'm here? Oh, I love a girl, and she's this and this and this. It's like, oh, okay, calm down, hold on. But it was fun to get that backstory. But as we know, Stella was a bit of a not the best choice. Hardcore. No, they should have picked someone a bit nicer. Maybe Tilly. Maybe they could go out. They might have some fun.
Speaking of which, I think Tilly's going to have the hots for Ash when he comes on board. But just calling that now. Okay. Anyway, guys.
Anyway, that was 2 thumbs up, I think, from both of us. Interested to see more.
Oh, yes.
Hope he's in 3, maybe 4 episodes. Be fun if he also get lost wherever they are. If he gets on board. I'd love him to be a Klingon operator because he could work with Ash Tyler or Vok. That'd be fun. And all of that. Maybe they've kidnapped Stella. And wouldn't that be a great motivation? He doesn't like either side. Klingons have her. He has to do some work for them. And then he gets out of the game for good, and then he goes off with her, and then it goes wrong with her, obviously. And then he becomes one businessman in a few years. I mean, that'd be a great little motivation and relatable. You think this character will sell them out, but for his one true love, they bought a moon for. So
yeah. Intriguing. So like Samuel said, 2 thumbs up from each of us,
Mm-hmm.
but we want 1 thumb up from you. Please click that like button.
Yes.
And this helps the channel out. Don't forget to subscribe and share this around to anybody you think might like it. Just a quick discussion on Mud. What do you guys think of him? Did he do a great job? You're looking forward to seeing more appearances by him. What does the future hold in store for Mud? Let us know in the comments below.
Well, he's not going to die. We know that. Spoilers.
Yes. Thanks.
Go watch Mud's Woman. It's a good episode. Yes, and if you want to support this show and this whole channel, we do a lot of great Star Trek and other content, like The Orville, for example. Please do support us on Patreon, which is a lot of YouTubers use it. It lets you support us directly and help us grow the channel and just support us on day-to-day bills. Honestly, guys, we need the money just to keep doing this show every single week and every single day on a lot of these great weeks. Or a one-time donation at trekyards.com. Go a little bit or a lot. Every once in a while, it all goes to a really good cause. And come on, guys, we do a lot of great content for you. I mean, this whole week we filmed a lot of good stuff. It's come out, hours of stuff. Takes time, takes money. Please just support us if you can. Thank you in advance. And yeah, as always.
And both those methods are very safe and secure. There's no chance of Hardcore getting his hands on your money. It'll be put directly into our joint Trekyards account and taken care of from there. So, anyway, guys, until next time. I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Commander Coggins.
And our name is Mud. Your
Sure.
name is Mud. Okay. Bye.